Do you know what I learned by just existing and living life? I learned that each pharmacy charges a different price because the pharmacy has to work with the drugs to like figure out. And so, so I use GoodRx to like see who's selling it the cheapest to see if my insurance will let me go there. Okay. So like I shop around to try and find the cheapest medication. But what also bothers me is that if you're being forced, so like our particular insurance has decided now to partner with CVS Caremark, and we have to get all of our medicine mailed if possible. Fine, fine. To add to the annoyance, if you're not here to sign for it, they take it to mail jail and you have to go during their business hours, show your ID and get the medication. It's fine for us because we work from home, but like also if you had like, I don't know, a life, you couldn't always be here to get your medication. But what I found out last year, it's been on auto set to do it this way. It took me a while to get here because I like had a meltdown about I can't drive around and pick up 6 different prescriptions at 6 different dates. It's 6 different locations every month. Like I have to live. You can't this is fine. So it's all mail. We have to use the mail. That is priority 1. Use the mail service. At some point, we get to the end of the year, and I don't know if it's because we met our deductible. I assume it was because we met our max out of pocket. At the end of the year, December, I get a text that's like, you have to come to CVS in person to pick up your medication. I was like, that's weird. Okay. Which was fine, but weird. And I assumed maybe CVS Caremark didn't have it or whatever. So I go in person to pick it up, and it was a crazy amount. We'll say $60. It was crazy. And I was like, it's like 12 cents. And I was like, what are you talking about? And they were like, your total today is $60. And I was like, I don't understand. And apparently it was because I had chosen, for the convenience of going to in-store, I was getting charged a different rate. I was like, I didn't choose this. You texted me. You asked me to come. I didn't want to be here. And they were like, well, I don't know. It's just because of the convenience fee of using the, and I was like, convenience fee or the medication price? And apparently the medication can just cost something different everywhere you go. And I didn't know that. And I didn't know to shop around and ask those questions. And I didn't know to price match. And I didn't know to do that. And it feels like a way to manipulate people who don't know. So I'm thinking of like young people in their 20s who don't know, or older people who don't have the ability to drive around and go and chase all this stuff down, or technology or an app to look at that might not understand. And I'm like, that's taking advantage of people. And I know insurance already does, and all of this is a scam and all of this is make believe, but it's frustrating to me that people who are already in situations where they're struggling, like nobody woke up and asked to be sick. Nobody wants this. Okay. Promise. And if that's the case, why are we being penalized on top of already having a struggle? But I didn't know. And at some point I had a pharmacy, like a mom and pop pharmacy, tell me that because I was trying to shop local and I was trying to small business support that, because I thought that was the better thing to do. And this small mom and pop pharmacy was like, listen, some of the medications you're taking, we can't eat the cost on. And I was like, I don't understand. And I'm going to get this wrong, so feel free to chime in if you understand it. But apparently like there's a different rate for the pharmacy as well. So like these big ones like CVS, Walgreens, they get medication at a certain financial rate, where like a mom and pop has to bid to get the medication. So they might, and if my insurance says I only pay $20, the difference is being eaten by the mom and pop. Does that make sense? So like medication costs $1,000. My insurance says that I'm only supposed to pay $20. They can bid and be like, we'll buy this medication, but since we're buying it in bulk because we're giant, like we're a Walmart, we're a CVS, whatever, we're giant, we're only going to pay $300 for the medication because we're buying so much of it. And they're like, cool, got it. And the mom and pop is like, we only have 4 patients that need it. And they're like, well, it's $1,000. And I still only pay 20. So the mom and pop is having to eat the difference of the cost. So they were like, we can't afford to carry your medication. I'm so sorry. And I was like, no, I mean, I didn't know that too. I'm sorry I put you in that spot. I'll go to the big pharma and do it the other way. But I didn't know any of this. So feel free to educate me more, because it just makes me frustrated. So chime in.